Good morning, everybody. So I'm happy to see, even though the Bronco game started at 11, I'm glad to see so many of you here. But you've got your phones and you can quietly check on their progress. Just saying. So anyway, we're grateful for a lot of things. First of all, I was drafted for this. Speaking is not my superpower.
Drafted, yes.
But we're grateful for a lot of things this week. So one, and I'm thrilled to see so many young people there. You've brought your children, you've brought your grandchildren, and that's delightful because one, we had Halloween this week. Did everybody have a great Halloween? Yeah? And we have spent time, maybe now, maybe a lot of time, thinking about people, the loved ones that we have who have moved on and are loving us from the astral plane. Dia de los Muertes. So hence this crown, which isn't going to stay up there because if it isn't distracting you, it'll distract me. So anyway, and we don't want that. So, and we're grateful because we had an extra hour of sleep today. It may have thrown some people off, so if I yawn, you'll understand, you can join me. We also have a super full moon coming up on Wednesday. So we got a lot going on this week. So anyway, so types of service. So when Susan asked me to speak on this topic, I kind of went south with it. It's like, okay, what do we got? So there's a dictionary meaning of it, which is pretty boring and pretty understandable. There's public services, utilities, water, electricity, transportation, etc. Duties performed like public service. And there's the occupation or function of service, of serving, like the act of helping or providing assistance to others, like a waiter or a waitress. We're a service economy here. There are acts of helpful activity. It signifies an act of aid or assistance to someone, like doctors, nurses, EMTs, veterinarians. And as a verb, it's the action of helping or doing work for someone. And similar is favor, kindness, assistance, help, aid, ministrations. And that's those things that are similar in this verb that I really want to focus on today. So first of all, we'll start off with our community. Now, we do cover this almost every week about the types of service that go on in this community. One, we have our pastor. We have, for whom we are awesomely grateful. We have our assistant pastors, Gus Sherrill and Elaine Nicholas. We have our board. If you've ever been on the board, raise your hand. And we got a lot of people here who either are on the board. Now, this is a big job, everyone, because the board really, it's a business board, and it tackles a lot of important and sometimes thorny issues for this church. The board is now working on an elevator. The board had to decide if we were going to buy the house next door and how to do that. And then, are we going to sell it? Which we did, which put us in a pretty good place. So anyway, there's also the board secretary, and that's Dory Furman. And Dory was going to come with me this morning. But like me, she gets injections in her knees. Hers aren't working right now, and her knees are giving her a lot of pain. So please add her to your prayers, okay? And I'll share this with her later. Dory is the board secretary. She also she prepares talks way in advance. They're fun, they're informative, and Susan can always call on Dory to speak when we need a speaker, and she's just great fun. She also always asks for prayers for others and healing for others. Today we're asking for a healing for her, so we're grateful for Dory. In addition to the board, there's the nominating committee. Did you know that when we look for people to be on the board, because the board terms are about for 3 years, and then we turn over 2 or 3 people every year on the board. And so the nominating committee has to reach out to others in the community to see if they're able and willing to give that service, and it is a big ask, okay? We have the music people, Penny and the music people, and also others who have Martha's back there because she just had throat surgery, so she can't sing right now, but we thank Martha, Denise, others. Raise your hand if you've ever sung in the choir. Yay! Thank you, thank you. We have our readers. We have our readers, and they give of their time and they give of their energy to give messages to us, both after service and on First Thursday, and they're incredible. And we thank Lee Williams, who is leading the readers, who is resplendent today in coral tennis shoes that match her top. Okay, so we thank Lee, because that's a big job. So also raise your hand if you've ever been a healer in this church or anywhere. Woo, you're awesome. You're awesome, thank you. And we thank again Elaine Nicholas, who leads the healers, gave our beautiful meditation this morning. Thank you. And that's a big job, because to be a healer in this church, you need to be a member, you need to go through an ethics training, and so that's managed by Lee and by Elaine, those ethics trainings, and then making sure people are transitioned and ready to be healers and readers in this church. So that's a big service. So thank you. There's the treasury, Cheryl. Cheryl not only does the treasury and the books and everything, she's here a lot. So she's making sure that we have, that the bills are paid. We have things that we subscribe to monthly or annually, and she takes care of all of that. So we have a lot to be thankful for when we have Cheryl. There is the building, okay? So we have Gus and Rhonda. Now, because there's a Bronco game. Russ and Rhonda are not here with us today, but they do. I mean, everybody knows they do so much for this church. They were responsible for the reconstruction of the downstairs, and every little thing that needs doing in this church, they take care of. So they're just amazing. Angela Wills, who's not here today, she does cleaning in the church. She's done it for years and years and years and years. Okay, and Coco, you're hiding back there. Coco also takes care of the downstairs, but everybody, I don't know everything she does, but I do know she gets here early, she walks the grounds, she makes sure that everything is okay, and if it isn't, she makes sure it's taken care of, okay? Thank you. Okay. So, again, our technology department, we have Scott, we have Jackie, we have Scotty occasionally. Thank you very much for your service, okay? And in the kitchen, so in the kitchen we had La for a long time, took care of our kitchen. Now so now we have Ralph. I always see Anthony down there too. So thank you for our kitchen help and people who manage that. Okay, we have special projects. So we had garage sales. So I mean, CJ put one on this year also. Coco and Debbie have done then. We had a boot sale, a trunk sale a few years ago, and they did that. We have, Kristin is not here today. She had an accident and should also be on our prayer list. So Kristin, besides being on the board and just delightful and funny and a reader, she also put together a contact book years ago for all of us, took our pictures, took some stories, and published it. So maybe we can talk her into doing that again. So we have events, we have classes, okay? And so they're amazing, and we've talked about some of them today. The fairs. So Marcia is not here today, but does anybody know, I mean, have you ever given any thought as to what it takes to put on the fair, okay? So, I mean, in addition to the weekend of and cleaning up, there's a lot of correspondence that's required to let potential vendors know, to decide how many spaces we have, how many of different types of vendors we need. and all the correspondence and all the payment for that. It's a big job, and she does that a lot. Before I go on, she also does, do you ever see our decorations that change seasonally? Marcia, okay? And then there's the selenite healings, okay, that she started with our beloved Reverend Aurelia, who is now assisting us from the beyond. And so we have a lot to be thankful for in Marcia. So thank you. Okay. So I've about covered it all. So the other is outreach. And you all in this community, you look out for one another. So for instance, Pete, a lot of you don't know Stephanie, who passed last year. But Pete took real good care of Stephanie and always made sure she could get places and watched over her, okay? Angie isn't here today, but Angie has taken care of Lynn Gus for a long time and made sure that she gets to church, okay? And Lynn is now moved to Utah to be near her son, so we're going to miss her. Freddie, who shares so much, and there's a lot of people who've made sure that Freddie gets here every week. So anyway, so there's just a lot of people who, and people, we are the people of the light, okay? You say that every time, but you really are, okay? And so you come from a position of kindness, and it's part of your core, okay? Is reaching out and taking care of others. And so we just applaud yourselves for that, okay? Thank you, everybody, for being who you are, okay? So I'm going to go on with a few more things. So Susan, if you can put this down, I'll need that screen for a whole minute and a half. But then we go into our larger communities. So my neighbors are wonderful. My neighbor just to the south of me helps everybody. He now shovels my walk in the winter. It's like, okay, maybe he got tired of looking at me struggling with it. So other things that people see. I followed a couple of cars this week that just put me in a great space. So there was one with a license plate like UGO number 4 IT. You go for it, okay? And then there was another one that besides the guy that was tailgating me, the one in front of me had this wonderful one. They had me smiling all the way home. And it was YRLOVED, you're loved. So isn't that a great thing to run into on the highway? You're loved. So I'm in a women's group. It's called Dawn, Denver area, the Women's Network for over 50. So I qualify. Okay, and we meet up every couple of weeks or so. There's something going on. So I brought up this idea of service and everything a couple of weeks ago at one of our coffees. And one of them said in her church, they have a large Sunday school group. So their pastor had said, we're canceling Sunday school for the month of August. Instead, I want you to take that time, whether you have children in Sunday school or not, and take August and live your faith, okay? So they just did that instead of Sunday school. It's just reach out in your community, reach out to your neighbors, reach out to somebody who needs something, and do that. So that was their service, which I think is lovely. So we talked about special projects for shelters and what the shelters need and what the food banks need. And that's something that group can do. That's something we all can do. Right now, the food banks need a lot of help, okay? So, and then the lady next to me at this same breakfast, I hadn't noticed, she's wearing this pink sweatshirt. And somebody came up to her and tapped her on the shoulder and thanked her for her sweatshirt. And I had to look at what it said. And you know, it's once you see one of these things, you see it everywhere. This one said on the back of it, the world is a better place with you in it. Love the person in front of you. That's a t-shirt you can get, or a sweatshirt you can buy online. So, and in front it said, you are enough. You are enough, okay? My yoga teacher, she was talking about her kids, and she has a youngest son, and she says, this kid, ever since he was little, has always been, Mom, I love your hair today. Gee, that's a pretty dress. And she said, and he's always the one, he'll be outside playing, and then he'll notice somebody struggling with groceries, and he'll leave his friends, and he'll go help with groceries. Okay? So it happens all over. And because we are the people of the light, we're part of that, and we notice. Okay? So I also have a great niece named Jet, J-E-T-T. And her parents, I have to thank them, they decided on her name as Jet because it was short, it was strong, and it was androgynous. So they gave her permission at the very first to be whoever she wanted to be. And she is definitely her own person. So she has ideas about her core and goals, etc. And I think Jackie's going to share Jet with you now.
I asked myself.
And what was the question?
She says, what I asked myself.
What is the meaning of life?
Okay, it's a big question. What you got? Which is?
These are three things.
Your inner core. Your inner core is like a special goal you keep inside yourself. It makes you know the right things, and it's connected to your brain. So it's like the little daughter of your brain.
I like that.
Let's do this. Okay. So
What's the bonus?
the human goal is really just what you think that you should probably do. That
Is that?
is the end.
I love it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all you grown-ups that think that they're smarter than kids. I'll tell you, you're dead wrong.
You're totally right.
Thank you. Thank you, Jet. Thank you, Jackie. All right. So with Jack's help on the microphone, we're going to take just a few minutes because I want to hear what you might have to share. What are your examples? What about your children? What about your family? What about your neighbors, your work, whatever? Do you have any examples of service that you'd like to share? Don't everybody stand up at once.
I'll stand up.
Using my talents as I'm a former professional auto mechanic, taking care of, let's see, 4 different people's cars in this congregation. So I'm advising them on what to do and what not to do, what to buy, what not to buy. So I'm using that. Like, for instance, on Friday, I went out and for 10 hours, all I was doing was just running around town, getting stuff. Also, I got stuff for the pizza cook-off on Saturday night, and I was running around various dealerships getting parts and all that stuff. So, and taking care of other business. So, yeah, I try and help wherever I can.
You sure
and
do,
use
Pete.
my
Thank you.
expertise.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you.
Kendara, did you have something?
I have something to say.
When was that?
I have something else to say.
Okay.
There's this guy in my apartment building named Annabelle, and he goes out of his way. He does everything for everybody, and he doesn't get credit for it. He'll put things on your door, and he's just about the nicest person you've ever met. So hats off to him.
Great. Thank you.
And a great name, Animal. That's cool.
Nikki? Oh, God, we're all over.
So my passion is to figure out what it is to be a human being and being able to understand it enough to share it with everybody in a way that they all get it right away as soon as I tell them. And the other thing is to love every single human being. And I promise you, it's the easiest thing to do when I'm in this place because I really do just love every one of you.
Thank you. Who else?
All right.
Let me tell you how I don't have children, but I love other people's children. And when I can watch other people's children, it's a blessing. And I helped my neighbors so they could go out to a concert on Halloween. And I took 3 children to a carnival and trunk or treat. And I lived through the kids, and I had the most fun. And my neighbors had fun too without the children. So.
Susan, do we have time for one more? Yes. Okay, thanks. Okay, yeah, it is. This is great.
I just want to say, first of all, thank you all for sharing. So beautiful. I just want to say it is very humbling when I recognize how Mother Earth gives without conditions, and recognizing that every single thing that is on our path. Last night I had a skunk in my yard that was absolutely so beautiful, like 6 feet away and doing his thing. And the world is much beautiful place when we recognize all the gifts. And it always astounds me how Mother Earth gives and gives and gives. So I'm very thankful for all creations of God and how we show up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Randy.
I know a lady who's part of this congregation who followed a person with their whole medical journey from start to finish, hospital, rehabilitation, and she is our speaker today.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
what she did was so beautiful, powerful, and the outcome was a very happy, happy person. And then I'd like to thank all the people here who've been of service to Andy and me. And I'd like to thank Brad, who has been watching over our home, our garden, our cat, our mail, our everything. And now he's working here.
Very good.
Okay. More? Cool. I think that's about it. So
Okay.
thank you very much, Jack.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack. Okay. That's great. Okay. I'm done. That's it. Thank you.